22 years old, 1 week in the unit. I've got 45 young individuals ready to go over and do some bad stuff to Saddam and his people. So I go over there, do the first deployment. 2 weeks into the first deployment, Humvee gets blown off the bridge by an RPG. I get stuck underneath it into a canal. Spend 4.5 minutes underwater. Wake up 3 days later in a hospital in Baghdad, go right back out to the fight. Can any of you here relate to having a pretty serious injury and then going right back out to the fight? Yeah. In 2009, I take my company back to Iraq with 95% of them re-enlisting to stay in the unit. To volunteer for a second tour after losing 14 of their friends, 48 out of the 115 of us being wounded at one point during the deployment. 95% of them volunteered to come back for a second deployment. Third for most of us. And I'll tell you what, I did not want to stay in. In fact, I was planning on getting out. I mean, I just lost 14 guys, was wounded 3 times during that deployment by itself, and I was ready to get out. Lost my best friend, Vince Saban, jumped in front of a suicide bomber for me, and he died that day. And then, unfortunately, I had to go through that 13 more times. My XO comes off the helicopter and says, "Hey, sir, you need to get in the helicopter and go home. Your dad's on his deathbed." I'm like, gosh, can this get any better? And so I go back to the United States. My dad's in a coma. Spent 2 weeks with him, and I had to go back to Iraq, and they wouldn't let me stay any longer. And I still didn't know if my dad was going to make it or not. So I'm going through the PAX terminal in Kuwait, in civilian clothes, because I was traveling back by myself, and ended up running into Robbie. And he was with an Olympian, Frank Shorter. Believe it or not, I used to be a runner. I know it's probably hard to believe. Probably about as hard as you believe that guy was like a Nordic combined guy. So, used to be a big runner, so I was a big fan of the marathon. So if a 60-year-old man with an Olympic medal could have that type of impact on a, then 29-year-old senior captain, early major, you know, what kind of impact could you guys have on the future soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines? Just think about what kind of impact it could have, because that comes with a lot of responsibility. And I'll tell you, a lot of responsibility comes with what I did. I mean, I led at 26 years old. I had the opportunity to lead 115 Rangers into fighting ISIS when it was just ISI before they all moved up to Syria. And I'll tell you what, you know, unfortunately, we lost 14 of our brothers, 48 of us were wounded, but we came out of it alive. We came out of it better people and better men and women. And yeah, we did have some women that worked with us. So, I mean, it's just a great opportunity for you guys to really step up and help out and give back. What I wanted you to take away from it in terms of the opportunity that you guys have to be mentors, hopefully for the American 300 someday, and we go on a base together, maybe go to Fort Bragg, get you in the tower, let you jump out of the tower and zip line down like you're jumping out of an aircraft. I think that would just be awesome. And I think it'd be awesome if I'd be able to go back and say, you know what, I talked to that person, I talked to that person, I talked to that person, they're all holding gold medals.